Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty78609. I'm on my way to Ruidoso. They're going to have a team roping event here in Capitan on August the 31st. And also this Friday, maybe, I'm not going to say for sure, I may go over to the horse races and bet on some horses. I've been looking at different ways to bet. You know, you got Win, Play, Show and the trifecta and a lot of other stuff. But the way I look at it is, and this is the way I used to bet years ago when I used to go to Nueva Laredo to the dog races, which is, you know, a race is a race. But what I would do, I would get the little sheet, the cheat sheet that you can buy at the racetrack, and it'll show you, you know, which ones are expected to win, which one, you know. And what you do, you don't pick the horse that's going to give you the biggest payback. You pick the horses that are going to give you the lowest payback, because they're the ones that are expected to win. And what you do, you pick the best one and bet Win, Place, or Show. That means if they come in first or second or third, they're in the money, and you're in the money too. You don't get but about, you'll make about 25% return on your bets, which is pretty damn good. And you won't win every one, but you'll win more than you'll lose, which is what I plan. If I can do that, I'll do fine. It's kind of like betting against the roller at a dice table, or for the roller. You know, because that's a 50-50 bet there. You know, if they look lucky and they've got a lot of chips in front of them, I usually bet with them on the stuff. What does that got to do with anything in the world? I don't know. I'm just driving. It's a pretty day. Temperature right now is 72 in Capitan, New Mexico. The time is, and I will quote, about 9:45 a.m. and in Texas right now it's a little warm. But I did notice that in Kingsland, Texas, starting next week and the week after, the temperature is going to go down into the mid-90s, which is about a 10-degree drop. And hopefully by the time I arrive back there the second or third week in September, we should be good to go. I drove around yesterday, all these little, not all of them, but some of the roads around Capitan, just checking stuff out. There's property for sale out here that you can put an RV on, but you're going to have to get power and electric, and that ain't going to be cheap. It's not even cheap in town, and there's already a pole there, $1,400. So here we go, guys, another rambling ride. I thought about getting me a new cell phone. They've got the Pixel 3a, where they've stripped out a lot of the fancy features and made a somewhat basic phone. It's about $300 to $400 depending on where you get it, I think. But I'd get it from Google and I'd get it unlocked. Why? Because it doesn't come with all the bloatware that Verizon phones come with and AT&T phones come with, because AT&T and Verizon load it up with their software so that whenever you click something that they get the data and mine your data for profit. I may get a phone later on, maybe later this year. I'm hoping the Pixel 3a drops down to under $300. If it does, I'll probably get one, because it's got what do they call it? It's got image stabilization, but it's got not only the software, but it's got the hardware. Whatever that means. Beautiful drive along here. Beautiful mountains, headed to Ruidoso. I missed all the 100-degree weather in Texas so far. Got to call Casita and make an appointment for the third week of September. God, time gets by. I also talked to the road builder. I went by he owns a parts store in Capitan, and I was out near there and I walked by there and went in, and I said, got his phone number again and called him, and he said, yeah, he hadn't forgot me. I thought, well, you know, how am I supposed to know that? But I didn't say it. But he's got a job that he'll finish up in a week or so, and he said he'd get to it. And I said, well, I'm only going to be here to the 2nd or 3rd of September. If you get to it before then, fine. If you don't, we'll do it next year maybe. But he's good. He may do it. We'll see. I give it about 50-50 at best. But my philosophy on that is que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. So, que sera, sera. Doris Day sang that. She had so many freckles they had to use a special filter to film her in the movies. Yep, those were the good old days. Well, you know, the good old days is, I guess most people remember when they were young. And, you know, your teens and 20s. And that's a lot going on there. Gasoline in Capitan is $2.69 a gallon. They've only got one gas station, so in Carrizozo it's $2.59, and in Ruidoso at Walmart I think it's $2.55. We'll find out. But at the gas pump at Walmart, there's no people there. It's just pumps, and if you get a receipt, that's like winning the lottery. It always asks you if you want a receipt, but it doesn't tell you, it doesn't have any paper in it. This guy's going to pass or run into me one. Oh, golly. Just for the fun of it, yesterday I was looking at some of the new model RVs and some of the ones that I thought were pretty well built. You know, of course, Airstream is pretty well built, but my God, they're $100,000 for a travel trailer. Yeesh. And I looked at Winnebago's. Winnebago's also well built, and I believe Winnebago is still a family-owned corporation, I think. And I would rather buy from family-owned RV manufacturers than the corporate for-profit greed, even though family operations need to make a profit and do. But when you get into Warren Buffett's Forest River group, good luck. That includes Coachman, Jayco, Forest River, what else? Even the there's several. They make about 20 different RVs. They just changed the name. But yeah, Winnebago makes a pretty good one. And if next 4 or 5 years or whenever, maybe it'd be 10 years, who knows. I even looked for the fun of it. I looked at cars and trucks and SUVs, just playing around. You know, you can't hardly find a car for under $30,000. You know, to me, that's a lot of money. And a pickup, same way. I mean, a basic single cab, short bed, basic Ram pickup is, well, it lists for like 32 or 3. You probably get it with discounts and stuff for 26, 28. But that's a lot of money to me. Nothing wrong with my truck, so why would I change? I don't know. I got 41,631 miles on my truck. Still gets 25 miles a gallon when I'm not towing. Can't complain about that. And towing the RV, I get around 17, around that. Varies a little bit. depending on the terrain. You know, it's so good to have a group of people that leave comments, and none of them are political or religious. Every now and then we get one, but it's so nice to read my comments, and most people are asking questions or, you know, saying things that are fairly nice. I mean, it makes me feel good. I mean, that relieves a lot of stress when you just are surrounded by, you know, good comments and good thoughts. And that's where my philosophy of stand guard at the door of your mind pays off. Because it took years to weed the garden and get out all that stuff, because a lot of people feel like if you don't talk about politics and religion, there's something wrong. There's actually something right. Beautiful drive over to Ruidoso from Capitan. This is Highway 48. It takes about 25 minutes to get to Walmart door to door. I go the back way around Ruidoso so I don't go through the downtown traffic. It's called Gavilan Canyon Road. It's a little 2-lane road that winds around. Everything in Ruidoso winds around. It's in the mountains. All that extended life battery is on my phone is 2 batteries put together, and they send you another back for your phone because it has to have that little bump on it. And I had to figure out a way to be able to get the camera in the holder because it's a little thicker with that extra life battery or extended life. It's just 2 batteries is all it is, but it works. The reason I hadn't used it before is because I couldn't figure out a way to get it in the holder. But what I figured out today was not only did it come with a little bump on the back, it came with a what do you call it? A cover, another cover, a protective cover. Well, I took the protective cover off and just put on that little plastic back, and it works fine. So we're good. All the weight in the phone is a battery. Same way in an electric car, the bulk of the weight is the lithium-ion batteries. You know, that's something too. If I am still healthy and feeling good, whenever I settle down, I think way ahead for the hell of it because it gives me something to think about. But I think I think I've mentioned this before too, is I'll get me an all-electric car. But as far as all of those self-driving features, if they have those down pat in 5 years, which, you know, who knows, they might, because they're getting a lot of data from the fleets of cars they have out on the road, and the curve is pretty well straight up, exponential curve or exponential growth. There's somebody going slower than me. I want y'all to take a good look at them. I'm gonna pass them. I'm just gonna show you I can. Look at now I get this guy turns right in front of me. The second time I've passed 74 years, the guy turns dead in front of me. We'll let this go a while, guys. Y'all watch that other 30-minute video driving, so y'all may, if you like these things, I'll let it go because it doesn't bother me 5 cents. No, sir. Now, where did that saying come? It doesn't bother me 5 cents. I've heard that all my life. I grew up with a lot of silly sayings. I can't think of any right now, but maybe I will. said they had a dust storm in Lubbock one time that was so thick there were groundhogs 8 foot in the air digging holes. That's a pretty serious dust storm. Here's the road up here that I went on up in the mountains, going up to the Angel Fire. Is it? No, not Angel Fire. It's, what is it called? I don't know. Ski Apache, that's what it is. Ski Apache. It's $2.69 a gallon here, but that's always 10 cents or more per gallon than any other station in town. Speed limit 40. There's a ski shop. That's something we have a lot of in my area of Texas, is ski shops. Just everywhere. And snow plows. Somebody had left a comment here a day or so ago and asked, how do I stay warm in my casita when it's minus 10 degrees? Well, I'll tell you how I do it. I don't get in minus 10 degree weather. Okay, this is Gavilan Canyon Road right here. If you remember the Alto Cafe, that's your turn. And that cafe is usually very busy. This is an off time here because it's 9:52 a.m. The breakfast rush is over and the lunch rush hadn't started. This is a nice drive. I like this drive. It's a windy road, but if you're talking on your cell phone, you can give that up because the cell phone signal will go away, and then a quarter mile later it'll come back, and then it'll go away and come back. It's not the smoothest road in the county, but it ain't bad. I got my green tea and my dark chocolate almonds. Well, not the ones I get at HEB in Texas, but the ones I get at Walmart when I'm traveling. They call them dark chocolate almonds, but it's basically almonds with just a dust on it. It's not really a coated almond. They have dark chocolate almonds at Walmart, but they're so damn expensive, I ain't gonna pay it. And out here, a large avocado will cost you $2.69. And a small one will cost you $1.89. And they're hard as rocks. Every now and then you can find one that you might be able to eat in a week. Y'all are really getting it today, aren't you? You talk about rambling. We're going into the sun for a few seconds here. They've got RV parks along this road here. I wouldn't stay at any of them, though. They are so packed that you couldn't put out your slide if you had it. I don't. And if you opened your door, you'd have to be careful. I mean, they wedge them in. I don't know what that is there. That's not an RV park. Those RVs have been parked there for a while, though. They're not hooked up. There's no hookups. They're dry camping. Only thing I can figure is that some government group doing some work. I think I told you this. I'll tell you it again. In Texas, they've had like 20 plus city and county computer systems hacked. And, well, it's the ransomware stuff. And my bank just went to, they completely updated their system. It's a small banking group in Central Texas, and they just upgraded their security, and now they've gone to the 2-level security, which is a little extra effort, but I'll do it. But what you have to do now, you key in your ID number, and then it asks if you want to. No, then they have to send you a text with a number code. You key that in, and then the next thing is you put in your password. And they made everybody change their password. You know, some of these passwords, I mean, I'm glad I write them down because I can't remember them. Some of them I can if I go to it often enough, but, you know, they want 8 digits now. They want 8 digits, and you got to have an upper, lowercase, special character, blah, blah, blah. You know, I can't remember all of it. But anyway, enough said about that. We'll move on to another topic. A very important topic, by the way. Yeah, I can feel the seasons are starting to change out here. I mean, I can feel it in Capitan. It's starting to cool down. The mornings are in the 50s. The highs are in the 70s during the day, which is nice. I could boondock, but I've already paid for a month. I did that intentionally because I do like the convenience of having electricity and water now, because I can, you know, do my Google Home device and not be thinking about power and battery and solar and stuff. Will I use my solar again? You know, it's a good thing to have as a backup. It certainly is. You know, it's not like a generator that sits there and the gasoline goes bad and maybe some other things. No, that's solar. You put it out and you're good. It may not be put out as much energy as a generator, but it'll do everything I need to do in an emergency. Just hope the emergency doesn't occur in August when I'm back living in Texas. 105. Whew. There's Mystic Pines RV Resort. There's R&R RV Park. Man, I'm telling you, that one is packed. This is the season, but the season is over right after Labor Day. And Labor Day this year is September the 2nd. Where did Labor Day come from? Was that just to give people a mandatory day off because they were working them 7 days a week? You know, hard work is going to be entirely eliminated in the very near future. Everything that's hard and repetitious will be automated and done by robots. That's already happening as we speak. They actually have robotic bricklayers that can lay 10 times as many bricks, and they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Somebody's just got to put the material there for them to get to it. Probably got machines that do that. This is a curvy road, so you certainly don't want to go much over 30, 35 miles an hour. It's pretty though. I mean, again, having been out in the high desert where there's no trees and 360-degree views, it's a nice change, a little variety to come in here to Lincoln National Forest and see the pretty pine trees. And right now the temperature is 70, dropped a little bit. Ruidoso is about 500 feet higher than in elevation than Capitan, 1,000 feet higher than, or more than that, is that right? 1,800 feet higher than Carrizozo. They say you lose about 3 degrees of temperature for every 1,000 feet you go up. I think that's kind of a guideline. You know, our atmosphere that we live in is only about 20 miles thick all around the earth. That's our life. And it looks like I will be able to witness humans landing on the planet Mars, because it looks like either NASA or somebody, Elon Musk and SpaceX or somebody, is going to do it in the early 2020s. Send people to Mars. It's the equivalent of people crossing the ocean and coming to the new world. That's what they called it. And on we go, guys. We're getting close. I'll let it run until we get to where? I'll let it run until we get till Walmart, because you can watch as much or as little of this as you want. You don't have to watch any of it, obviously. But some people like to watch driving videos. I understand. I do too. I do. I don't like driving videos that have a lot of music in it, because rarely do I like the same music that the people doing the video do. So that's the way that goes. There's another RV park, this is a mobile home park. Excuse me. We got a little destruction going on. Well, I'm going to have me a chocolate almond, guys, while we're waiting here. Tell you what I'll do. I'll end the video so I can eat my almonds. Anyway, guys, from Ruidoso, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission. Doesn't cost you a penny. Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, take deep breaths, stand guard at the door of your mind, and enjoy your life. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.